Hi Libra, my name is Kim. Welcome to my channel. So for today's meditative session, I saw the Queen of Earth. I don't know if this is the energy that you guys are in. That's what I'm feeling. Like this is the energy that you're sitting in right now. And it's a really beautiful energy, right? You have, like this grounding, stable, generous, abundant, like all these words, like, I want to say like fruitful, peaceful, like it's like this chill energy, right? There's something here though that when I was reading it, I was like, let me just read it because I know what she means to me, but like, is there something here that's gonna like stick out to me that you guys need to know? And it's like you might need to reach out to a mom, like a mother energy, like a supportive, maybe like that's the energy you need to seek out right now because there might be some sort of advice or support for you. So I feel like this is the energy you're in, and for some of you, it might be like the energy of someone you need to seek out for like advice. Maybe there's like some sort of advice that they need to give you, like someone who sits in this energy that like you're needing their advice. So yeah, Libra, let's pull some cards and see what we get. So Libra, we have a lot of wand energy, right? And I feel like that there's something going on, right, with you at this time. I feel like there's something going on between the head and the body. And I feel like the body has a lot to do with this like sexual energy, I want to say, like the sacral wand energy. And I feel like the mind is like, I feel like it's like maybe you feel like, this is what I'm thinking, it's like maybe you feel like you can't have both, right? It's like, I feel like you want like the stability, right? And you want balance, and it's like you want to be like, with the 11, it's like you want to be balanced between your head and your heart, or your head and your body, right? Like you like there's like a fight kind of, and it's like you want to remain in like a stable position, like you want to create stability in your life, right? But it's like there's this energy of this fire energy, right, kind of taking over you, right? And I think it's supposed to be freeing. I think like this energy, maybe it's just the energy that everyone's kind of receiving at this point, but I see a lot of this like head and body energy, right? And it's like maybe you need to ask someone who's like a stable earth energy, right? Like how to have both in your life, or maybe grounding is the answer to having both in your life, right? Because it's like I feel like you need, like, I don't like to rely on other people for information. I like to kind of find out things for myself. And I feel like the answer to the question of like both of these energies, right? It's like, how can I have like the fire, right, as well as like the air, right? Like how can I have, I want to say balance, right? Like balance between, you see like there's a lot of air like with the doves flying around, but then there's also like the fire like coming from her hands and her heart. It's like, how do I have both? Like I feel like there's a relationship that's coming, right? Or there's just like a relationship you're in, or a relationship that's coming around, and it's like you're feeling a little like you're gonna get knocked on your ass, right? Because it's like very powerful, right? And I feel like a lot of this like sacral energy, right, a lot of the sexual energy, and it's like it's making you feel like you're gonna lose balance, but meanwhile it's meant to really free you. So it's like about your perception of seeing it. It's like you think you're gonna get knocked on your ass, but the answer is like stay grounded, right? Stay grounded in this, like this reality that the divine's creating for you, because they're creating it for you so that you can feel free. They're creating it for you so you can become like this other queen, I want to say, like the answer to like this energy is the queen of earth, right? To remain nurturing, to remain generous, to remain abundant, to remain stable, to remain grounded. And it's like this is going to take over for a while, this energy, right? Like we can all get into whatever energy we're in at the moment. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we can be any of the queens or any of the kings, right? It's like the energy of the moment. And right now this is the energy, right? I was saying like this new cycle is beginning with fire, right? This is taking you over. Like I feel like it's an air and fire like race right now. It's like taking you over. And I think it's creating like you're just worried about the balancing of this, right? And it's like, do you see how there is going to be balance though with like these two cards doing the exact same thing? one's the air and one's the fire, right? It's like this is creating it's like the same energy. It's like you want both, but they're both together. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you feel like you need to pick between one and the other, and it's like it doesn't have to be that way, right? Like you can have this like stability, this calmness of the mind. I feel like this could be like the easiest thing. Like, you know, when you get into relationships and your mind is like everywhere because they're like thinking about this other person, thinking about like, you know, is this really for me? Like, am I supposed to be with this person? Like, you're overthinking the situation, right? And it's like causing you to like feel a little bit like destabilized. And it's like if you're already in the relationship, it's like this relationship is kind of taking over. Like this relationship is making you feel like it's like a relationship that you've never felt before. If this is coming for you, you're in it right now, and it's like you're worried about your own self. You're worried about your own body, like your own physical like self. Like how can I stay myself kind of vibe, right? Like how can I stay true to who I am when I feel like this energy is kind of overpowering me? This energy is like taking over me in a sense. It's like you're feeling like maybe their energy is very powerful and it kind of leads you to kind of doing things that they want to do more than that you want to do. Maybe they're like, you know what I mean? Like, or maybe you try to please and you're like, you know what? Like, I'll just go along with this person and not do what I want to do. Or maybe like, do you know what I'm saying? There's some sort of like overpowering energy. And I feel like it's like the fire, right? And it's like, how do I remain myself, but I still like have this relationship in my life if you're with this person, or if you're going to meet this person, you're like, or you met this person and you're not in a relationship yet, but you're like, I'm really scared of this relationship. Like, I don't want, like relationships can destabilize me. Like, I need to be like grounded. I need to be like stable. And it's like a fight, right? It's like, I don't know if I should allow this into my like life. It's like, I don't know if I should let this kind of like take over me, right? Like, I don't know if I should let this be, right? Like maybe I'm better off on my own, right? Like maybe I'm better off like being single, like, you know, when it like there's times when like being single, once you're single for a while, I feel like you don't really want to be in a relationship because you get used to it, right? And you get used to doing things your way, and you get used to like the freedom that you have. And it's like when you're in a relationship, all this kind of like falls out the window, and you're like have to you're planning things with someone else, right? So it's like maybe for you, Libra, it's destabilizing, and it's like you want the new relationships in your life to not destabilize you. You want to remain yourself. So you're like, how am I supposed to do that when I feel like maybe you feel like it's more work for you, right? Having to do this, like having to balance this out. But I feel like the real energy that it's supposed to be is free. Like the love is supposed to free you. It's not supposed to entrap you. It's not supposed to destabilize you. It's supposed to make you like fly. Like it's supposed to make you feel like ecstatic. Like there's this ecstatic energy this week. Like there's this ecstasy. Like that's why I'm feeling like heavy in this reading. And I feel like maybe this person makes you feel that good. And that's why it's scary. It's like, this person makes me feel like on another level that I can't even feel on my own, right? And it's like, you know, they like, unless you're like good being on your own, like don't get into relationships and stuff, but you're like, well, I thought I did the work, but like, I can't create these moments by myself. Like, I feel like I only can create this with this other person. Like this other person is like the other thing. It's like missing. It was missing, and now it's here. And now like I'm petrified because if I lose it, I'm gonna like fall off, right? I'm just gonna like, you know what I mean? Like it's a very powerful energy, and it's like you just don't want to feel like any way about it. Like you just want to feel secure and stable. And I feel like the answer again is just to go ground yourself, right? The Queen of Earth was the answer to like how to remain stable. I mean, for some of you, it could be asking advice from like a mother, like Queen of Earth energy. Like, how do they do it? Maybe someone that you know is able to do it, and you're like, you know what, like, let me ask them for advice. But I feel like the real answer to the question is like within you, right? It's like within your own stabilizing, within your own, it's not within your mind or like within this like sacral energy. It's like the real how to do this is like within the pentacle, within the earth, within like the stable, like abundant energy. That's like the answer to this. It's like if you can remain grounded, if you can remain stable, if you can remain like how to stay grounded in this relationship, like how to not let it overtake you, right? I feel like I would struggle with the same thing if this was like me. I would struggle with it too. It's not like only you. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think that just remaining true to yourself, right? Knowing that this is a gift, knowing that this is supposed to make you feel free, understanding why, like, understanding that it's okay. Like my answer to be completely honest, my answer would be like, this is okay. This is energy is great. Like, you know what I mean? Let it take you. You know what I mean? Like integrate it, right? But you're like still worried about, well, but that's not answering my question. Like, if I let it take over me, I'm gonna like lose myself. And I think the answer is like to lose yourself. Like I'm so serious. Like the answer is to lose yourself. Like not in a sense where you lose who you are and you like don't have any, like you get out of touch with yourself. No, that's what remaining stable and ground, like that's what the grounding energy is for, right? And I think like grounding, I think spirit's in this picture, so it's like it has to do with spirit too. It's like remain in contact with spirit, remain in contact with your guides, remain in contact with your angels. Like always ask them for help, always ask them for advice. If you don't know how you feel about a situation, like go sit in the grass, go ground yourself, get that energy from the earth, right? Sit there, like meditate. Like I don't even think meditate, just like sit in the ground, like literally get in earth. Go like whatever you do, like that's the answer, right? Like you're not going to lose yourself if you remain grounded, if you remain with spirit, if you remain like, I want to say in your heart and like in the, like I know like we're not talking about cup energy, but it's like remaining stable has to do with remaining in your heart space, and your heart knows like who you are, your soul knows who you are. So it's like I don't think you're going to lose yourself. I really don't. It's just like you're very afraid to lose yourself, and it's like, no, they want you to kind of like let it take over you. Like it's not about overpowering you. It's about like letting the energy go through you, right? It's not about like letting it cover you, or like it's not about overpowering. It's about integration. That's what it is. It's like it's not overpowering, it's integration. Integrate it. Like integrate the energy. Let it bring you to that high vibe. Like there's an ebb and flow going on, and if you're at a high right now, then let the high be. But like you're more afraid of the fall, right? You're more afraid of like the down, and it's like enjoy being at the top. Like there is an ebb and flow. Yeah, there is an ebb and flow. There is always going to be an ebb and flow. That's the way nature works. But if you're at the high right now, enjoy the high. Like enjoy the high. That's what I'm saying. And this is you, right? The Queen of Fire, King of Air. This is you. These are the two aspects, right? I mean, you're the Libra, you're like the air energy, but this is you like integrating this, right? You see how he's integrating it? Like he's letting it go into his mouth. He's letting it go into his ears. He's like letting it go within him. It's like if you cover it or you try to hide it, or like you just like, you're like, I can't let this in, then you're not going to enjoy it. Then it's going to feel like this. It's going to feel like work. It's going to feel like, it's going to be like this ever like changing, like this overthinking energy of like, is this right? Like, am I okay? Like, don't worry about that. Yeah, understand that there will always be the ebb and flow. But again, if you're at the high point right now, if you're at the point of like, you know, the ebb and flow is the up and down of life, right? If you're at that light part, like enjoy it, integrate it. Don't let it overpower you. Don't like push it away. Integrate the energy. Take the energy. And it's like, it's an exchange, right? It's an exchange of energy. But I feel like with this Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups, it's like, remember, it's like, it's the heart. It's like, it's within it's like remaining in your heart space. Like, you're never going to lose yourself. Like, if you're never going to lose yourself if you're like with spirit and you're remaining in your heart space. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, this seems to be wish fulfillment to you. And this seems to be actually something very stable with the Ten of Pentacles. I just think you're unfamiliar with this wand energy, right? Or this like, you're just unfamiliar with this energy. And it's like, it's called integration. Like, yeah, you just have to integrate it. Integrate it is like make it a part of you, right? So yeah. I really love this reading, Libra. Let's pull some advice. Okay, Libra. So everything here is like, I don't think the card, how do I explain this? This is different advice than I've gotten before. You have the 9 and the 10, which is signifying to me like the end of a cycle, right? Like this is towards the end and then that becomes a new beginning, right? Everyone's getting these 9s. And I feel like, do you see how this bear has like on his heart a paw? And then I feel like this frog has this blue ball in his right hand. And I feel like that, like even though his hand is a frog hand, I mean, I feel like this is the frog's hand on you. Like I feel like, remember I was like, this is like about heart. Like this is like to remain stable, stay in the heart. And I know heart is a cup energy, but there's something here about the heart. And then I got brown bear spirit with like the hand over the heart. There's something here about, and the frog is like the hand. I don't know how to explain it. It's like 9 to 10. It's like, this is like, allow this to happen. That's what I want to say. Like allow it to happen. Like to end this mental instability. I want to say there's a lot about stability in this reading, and it's like to end the mental clutter, right? Put an end to that way of thinking that you can't have both, or one's gonna overpower the other, or it's like, you know what I mean? To put an end to that thinking, because I think this is what, like, it's meant to feel like this. It's meant to feel like this. It's meant to feel like this. You're meant to be in this energy to like allow it to like encompass you, right? And I feel like that's what I feel like this advice is. It's like it's about the heart and clearing out the clutter of like that thinking of like with the 9s, like it's saying brown bear spirit, take time out, frog spirit, clear out the clutter. But I feel like you've already taken the time out, like, or maybe this reading is like the chance for you to take the time out to think of what I'm saying. But I feel like it doesn't really need that big of a pause. But we are going from the 9 to the 10, so maybe that is the pause, like the taking the time out. But I just feel like the message is to let go of that old way of thinking, right? And like that's the end of the cycle. So maybe there's just a little pause before this is like you get into this energy, right? But, and then I feel like with Dakini, the enlightened feminine, my gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. Like the answer, this is exactly what it's saying. It's like, trust your instincts, right? Trust your gut. Like you've already gone this far, and I feel like you're starting to fight it now. And it's like already kind of, you're already like, you see how this person's already like kind of set on fire. And like they just have to wait until their whole body is, but you're like in the middle of it, and then you're like, no, I'm changing my mind, like I'm going back. And it's like, no, like you're being there, you're there for a reason, right? You're there for a reason, and it's gonna allow for some sort of integration, right, with the self card. And I think Dakini wants you to like call upon her. Like, I mean, I think you guys should research her. I think she'll be like really meaningful to you, because she's like she can come as like she can come in many forms, right? She can come as a messenger, she can come as a guide, and she can come as a protector. And I feel like right now she's coming as a guide and as a messenger and as a protector. Like I feel like she just wants you to understand her. Like there's some aspect of her that you need to understand. So I think you should like look her up, like look up her story, look up her history, like look up, just look her up. She's the enlightened feminine, and I think she's saying to just go with your gut, right? Your gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. If you've been led this far, like don't stop now. So yeah, Libra, I really love this reading. I hope this resonates with you, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.